Hi everyone. I'm excited to share how AI tools are making Jakarta development faster and easier. So we will look today how AI is helping Jakarta development, uh, helping Jakarta developer to build the application more quickly and efficiently. I am Gaurav Gupta and working as a senior software engineer and tech lead at Para Services Limited. And I am Apache NetBeans committer and I am also dream team member of NetBeans. I am Jedict creator. Jedict is a Jakarta development tool and AI assistant for Apache NetBeans. And you can connect me over my Twitter account, which is jgauravgupta, and GitHub account is also jgauravgupta. So the agenda is today I will introduce some AI tools, and with the help of those AI tools, I will create Devnexus conference app. And these tools are especially Para Starter and Jedict AI Assistant. So these tools helps developer to kickstart their project and also getting AI assistant help in Apache NetBeans IDE. So the objective is to create the application with those tools and showcase how these AI tools can help you in your day-to-day job when creating Jakarta application. So this is completely a live coding session, and live coding session sometimes can be challenging, but when using AI, it can be even more challenging because of unpredictability. So let's see. Here is a quick disclaimer. AI tools used in this talk are completely free, and the code generated by these tools can have some time error or that varies on each attempt. So if you want to use in production, make sure it is reviewed, thoroughly tested, and to ensure it is secure and functional. So these are a set of traditional development tools on which Jakarta developer have relied on. Project generator and archetypes are scaffolding tools. These depends on set of templates, and to use in the project, it requires a lot of customization for the archetype and project generator. Then we have visual designers. These are used to design the database schema or UI component, but they usually have lack of awareness of what we are designing. So you manually need to place those components in the designer. Then we have IDE auto-completion, and these are quite helpful in IDE, but these are limited to only suggesting the syntax, so helping you around the syntax of your APIs. But they are not aware about the main context on which we are working, the project context and the domain knowledge. So not providing any relevant code suggestion in your IDE. Then we have process, manual test cases and documentation, which is quite essential, but this takes a lot of development time. So you see, these tools and process are quite essential and beneficial, but they come with clear-cut some limitation in terms of speed, adaptability, and context awareness. This is where AI tools are reshaping the Jakarta development workflow. So these are AI tools, how they are reshaping the development workflow. First one, if we use LLM with project generator, then project generator becomes adaptive generator. It means they can decide the icons, titles, description in your web component. It can decide the text and details in the static and non-static page. Visual designer with AI-driven approach become context-aware designer. It means it can use natural language command to operate the designer, and generative AI can help with auto design by using the context of existing diagram. Simple hello world archetype can be easily replaced with natural language command. You can usually use LLM to just generate a simple rest point or any hello world application. AI-driven completion can go beyond syntax suggestion. It can use project context to suggest some relevant code in your ID for business domain. AI-driven test case and documentation generation can helps in generating relevant test cases and comprehensive documentation that will lead to save a lot of development time. So you see, these AI tools are helps you, enforce you to code smarter, not harder, and handling the repetitive and tedious task. So you got some time to innovate and build the actual application. So one of the AI power tool which is beneficial for Jakarta developer is Para Starter. So Para Starter is designed in such a way that it helps in generating Jakarta application with the help of ER diagram, and generative AI can help in designing the ER diagram based on your inputs. Para Starter take it to the next level by integrating microprofile, Docker, cloud, and generating secured application. ER diagram is one of the standout feature in Para Starter, where generative AI helps you to auto-design this diagram based on your input, even you don't have a lot of domain knowledge and expertise in particular domain area. So in this diagram, I asked to create a Devnexus conference application just by typing Devnexus, you see. And it understood the context and created application design for Devnexus with two entities, conference and attendees. So once initial diagram is created, you can make live adjustment using natural language command. So it's like having AI assistant right here, helping you to design your application as your application requirement evolves. So here I asked to add more entities like registration and feedback. You see on the right side, few more entities have been added in the diagram. And here generative AI can also help to auto-design the diagram further. It can expand or shrink the existing diagram based on the existing context of the diagram. So I pressed the expand button and it added few more entities like networking, session, and speaker in this diagram. And if I again expand this, it can add more entities in this diagram like a sponsor, exhibition, workshop, so on. And on the right side, you see there is a format for this diagram, which is mermaid syntax diagram. If you want to manually refine it, review it, you can do with by updating this text editor. And once you are happy, you can create the application by going to home page and clicking on the generate button. So this is how a generated application looks like. So here, generative AI is not only helping you in designing the diagram of a schema, but also creating the web components information like title, description, and entities title. On the right side, you see each entities have some logical icons attached, which is all designed by generative AI when creating the application. Another important tool for Jakarta developer is Jedict AI Assistant for Apache NetBeans ID, and this is completely free and open source. Once you install in the ID, it provides support for project and package-based context-aware chat, AI-driven inline completion, AI-driven SQL inline completion, and it provides context-aware database chat. It provides support for multiple LLM provider. You can select LLM provider of your choice like GPT or Gemini or some local provider also, and start harnessing its power. Intelligent code completion is one of the important feature that helps by scanning the underlying code and suggesting based on the context of your project. So here I asked, so I'm continuously enhancing this app. Now I opened in the ID and enhancing this app by adding comments, send email to speaker, and asked some suggestion of code. So here I got some suggestion, send email to speaker, and it gonna add those code with the full implementation of that method. Next, context-aware variable naming and method naming. So it helps with providing logical name of your function or method in your code. So I asked in the REST endpoint to rename the create speaker with some other logical naming. So I got some list of naming here, like enroll speaker, insert speaker, so on. So it helps in solving difficult problem in software engineering to rename variable with some logical naming. Then we have log message and Java docs using AI assistant. So it helps in providing concise and meaningful log message and the comprehensive documentation for Java docs, classes and method in your Java class. You can generate the test cases with the help of AI assistant, and it's gonna improve the code coverage, so the quality of your software. So I will create a application here. First I will visit to start.para.phase, and I will select the default Maven build system. For group ID, I will choose Devnexus. For artifact conference, Jakarta version, I will select Jakarta 810. Para platform, I will select Para Micro and the latest version. In the project configuration, I have default JDK 17, so I will go with that one. In the micro profile setting, I will select micro profile config, so you can select multiple options. In the deployment, I have Docker and Paracloud. Here is a ER diagram designer, and it contains some list of samples, but I'm going to design a new diagram here. I will type Devnexus and press enter. So with the word of Devnexus, it understands that this is a conference. So it created a conference diagram with the word Devnexus, even though I have not provided any detail of other than any word Devnexus. So I can further enhance this diagram or auto enhance this diagram with this expand button. Like if I click on expand button here, it will take this context back and further enhance this diagram. Like I'm now adding more entities here, you see. So once you are happy with the diagram, you need to review it thoroughly, these relationship here. So this is the mermaid syntax. For simplicity, I will choose the first one, initial diagram. Here it have conference, session, and speaker, right? I will close this window and click on generate button. So these are the packaging naming of JPA classes, repository, and REST endpoint. You can customize those. Also generate the secured application with LDAP and other security feature. So behind the scene, you see it is taking some time, and the reason is behind the scene it is again using LLM to figure out the detailing of web components, generating bootstrap icons details, attaching to the entities, and each entity is gonna use some detailing from LLM for the descriptions and the application about us page, welcome page, all those details are generated from LLM. So it is not like if you previously see a decade back, all those generators have just a hello world on welcome or about us page or in the entity space. But now you see it is more a dynamically generated application based on your requirement here. So I'm gonna open this in IDE. Yeah. So the application is opened in the Apache NetBeans IDE, and you see it got some JPA classes here, conference, speaker, session, REST endpoint for each entities, speaker resource, session resource, and conference resource. See, and you also got a diagram here in the root, Devnexus MMD. This is a mermaid format. So I will start this application in the para dev mode, para micro dev mode. I will open in terminal and type mvn install para micro def. So behind the scene, it's gonna start para instance, para micro instance in the dev mode. So whenever I save, update any file, it's gonna continuously deploying and updating the instance. So this is starting para micro instance version 6.2025.2. And in the meantime, I will initialize git here and commit my initial source code. So the further update will be in another commit. So this is a generated application. I will fill some details like Devnexus, Atlanta, and 5 March. Yeah, same on. I can add some other details here too. Session AI. I will add one speaker, me, senior software engineer, and my email. Yeah. So I will commit my changes first. Okay. So before starting AI assistant in Apache NetBeans IDE, let's look at some installation setting. So you need to install dedicated AI assistant in Apache NetBeans IDE, and you will see this setting window. Here you got list of multiple OpenAI AI provider, and you can select OpenAI. And I have selected OpenAI, and there is a few models available here. You can write any other, so this is completely readable. And I've selected GPT-4o. You need to add API key. And if you want to use offline model, there is some Olama and other options are available, LM Studio. So you can directly use offline model like DeepSQ, all those. Right. Okay. So I will visit to, what I'm going to do is every time a speaker is registered, I will send email on the registration. So to send that, I will visit to speaker service, and here I will ask send email to speaker, and I will just get inline completion with the control space, and it's going to provide some suggestion to send email to speaker. I will add registration. So as this time it is calling generative AI, so it's gonna take few seconds instead of instantly. Yeah, so that depends on the speed of those HTTP calls. Yeah, so I got some suggestion, register speaker, generate email body, send email. So if you are unhappy, you can again retry it. Okay, so this is a suggestion, and you see here I am seeing the source code for those suggestions. I will select this one. So this function is split in two parts. I selected this one. So it created some sample here to send registration email, right? And so for this, I have my sample Gmail account. So I'm going to ask query to use Gmail port. So one option is to directly add a chat window or directly ask queries, update this method directly here. Use Gmail host and port. Later on, we can do use the microfile config for this configuration. So this call gonna work only on this updating this method. So you see, this time this math based on my query, this function is updated. And if I want to update subject, right? So there is a default subject here. We can move this subject later on to config, but right now, if you want to do some update the subject, and I will ask inline completion, so it's gonna suggest some other text related to the subject. And same for body, like here, if I ask click control space, I can extend this body further, the email body further. You see, I'm getting a lot of suggestion here as a speaker for this special location, right? And even if I do some grammatical error here, I can just ask fix grammar issue using assistant. So it's gonna fix those grammatical error. Or if you want to improve some enhance this text further, you can use enhanced text quality. So these are prompt behind the scene, which is helping with this text. Now I will add some logging detail here. To do that, I will open in a chat window. So AI assistant open in chat. So this chat window have only context of this class, speaker service. And I will ask add logging. So you see behind the scene it have context of the class, and behind the scene this speaker service class is passed to the LLM, and now it is suggesting some source code helping me with the log message. Right now it is just suggesting to send registration email, this log message on the send registration email, but I can ask reset this chat, add logging to speaker service. So this is going to work with the complete class. And as this chat is about this speaker service, you can select set of files like session resource, session service, and session. So if you select these three files and ask in the AI assistant, so this is specifically a context for the set of three classes, all related to session. And whatever question you will ask, it gonna query those. Not just query, you can use the suggested source code directly in your ID. So here I asked about add logging message to speaker service, and I got this suggestion, this entire class here. And if I can diff it or directly update my classes. So let's diff with the existing classes, diff speaker service. So this is my original classes you see here on the right side, and the left side is suggested by generative AI. And let's differentiate. I asked for logging message, so it suggested import for logging. I will pick those things. I will pick the logger variable here, the logging message. So it's up to me if I want to directly update the full class or some selective part of suggestion from the AI. So I'm just picking specifically specific details suggested by LLM. Okay, you see all those changes are here now in my actual source file. Now I will use my Gmail account password. Those email and password are actually stored in the environment variable. So I will ask to use the environment variable instead of these dummy email address. So use from email and from email password env variable. So again, this is going to update complete class, and you can specifically differentiate what snippet you want to take in your class. So sometimes this class can be very huge, and you don't want to replace the complete source code in the ID. Just want to be very careful what you are updating. So you're going to use diff method and picking specific source code you want to pick. I will again differentiate. One option is update speaker. So this is going to completely update the classes without differentiating. And this is diff speaker. This is quite helpful. So again, I got some suggestion like these new imports about the Jakarta mail authenticator and password authentication. And here you see it is suggested use from email environment variable and from email password environment variable. I will pick this snippet. And here I got session initialization. So I will pick that snippet also. You see dummy email is now replaced with from email. I will pick it. Okay, all looks fine. Some formatting issue.
So Gaurav, good question. So did Payara add on this AI chat to this IDE or?
So this is Jedict AI Assistant is a separate plugin.
You can download?
Yeah, you can download. You need to install.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is Payara then doing here?
Payara is doing Payara Starter, and this is an independent plugin, Jedict AI Assistant. So with the help of both tools, it's gonna help in your complete development lifecycle. So Payara Starter is helping you to kickstart the application, and AI Assistant is helping you to enhance it further in your day-to-day job. No, this is completely free. In other IDs, each ID have their some AI assistant which is paid, but yeah, the ID is free, open source, and the AI assistant is free and open source. So you don't need to pay a single penny. You see here some AI assistant you can use like GPT. So those are paid, but you can, if you want to, you can use some experimental. There are many experimental model is available which is completely free. Yeah. And in terms of cost, even you want to use GPT-4 or Mini, you can use for inline suggestion, which is a very minor cost. Okay. So the source code is updated with from email and password. And now I'm going to use this messaging from microprofile config. So again, open this in the chat, and I will ask use email subject and body from micro profile config. So instead of hard coding in the source code, now this gonna fetch those details from the microprofile config, and I will again compare it and pick the snippet what I have requested instead of relying on the complete source.
Is it like Copilot?
Yeah, of course. There are many other features like inline hints in the editor also. But yeah, I'm just going through the use case. So here I will again differentiate speaker service, and I will pick the changes. Like here it suggested config property import. I will pick that. Here it suggested microprofile config property email subject and email body. I will pick that one. And those hard-coded messaging is now replaced with microprofile config properties. I will update those things. And here you see in the chat, it suggested these two properties, email subject and body, to be used in microprofile config properties, which is exist in the other source here under the meta-inf. I will update this here. And the same inline assistant can work in any file. It could be HTML, PHP, properties, XML, whatever you want to use, you can use in the in your ID. Yeah. So now it's going to suggest some properties here, same. Okay, so now we have email subject and body from the microprofile config, password and email from environment variable. Now I'm gonna add documentation. So for that, there are multiple ways to add Java docs. Like first, I will just you can directly do the inline suggestion from here. Like I just getting some inline suggestion from here. Just click and got the inline suggestion. And I can further enhance this. You want more detail in this inline suggestion, just go click on hint. Enhance existing Java doc for method. So it's gonna make it more rich with more detail. Again, if you call it, it's gonna add more detail. So it depends on how much details you want to add it. So it's gonna further enhance this Java doc. And if I want to rename this function with other logical naming, so like right now it is send registration email, and I can make it notify speaker via email, right? And same for variable naming I can do. So now I'm going to call this function from the REST endpoint. So whenever speaker is registered, it will call speaker service notify speaker via email. Okay, right now I'm commenting it and handle it here. Okay, let me, so you see it is rebuilding it again. And again, I will add one more speaker. I will use my name with other email ID. In the log, it is saying email sent successfully. Let me check my Gmail. Yeah, I just got the email that the speaker is registered. Yeah. So this tool helps you to code this with the AI assistant, and you have option to directly connect with the database using AI assistant. So let me show you the database connection here. Let me delete this table first. So this is the fresh database connection, and in the database connection you have option execute command and AI assistant. So let me go to the execute command, and in the execute command I will ask create table for conference, right, and comment it. And again I will ask inline completion for this. So now this inline completion is for SQL inline queries. So I got some suggestion. I will pick this one. So you need to specifically pick based on your requirement, because LM can suggest many of the suggestions. Some could be bit related and could be directly useful to you. And now I will run this query. So it's gonna create table here. You see all those columns are available here. Now if I ask add sample data, add sample conference data to table, Again, fetch some sample data, some sample queries to insert sample data here. You see, I got some of the suggestion like developer conference, and if I run it, it is available here. I can view the data. You see, now it is inserted. And if I visit to AI assistant, so now AI assistant is behind the scene. It is using database context. So if I ask create JSF application for conference, so behind the scene, it's gonna learn the database schema and suggest you application or source code based on this data available here in this table. So you see, all these columns available here are now will be reflected in this GSF suggested GSF page. If you compare conference ID, conference name, start date, end date, location, organization. So this way, it is difficult. If you want to use ChatGPT or any other LLM in the browser, you cannot get those context from the ID directly in the browser. This is where AI assistant in the ID is helping to directly import the code in your editor or export those database schema and get the help from database schema directly in the ID using the LLM. Yeah, this is all about. If anyone has queries, please. Thank you.